Right now at Sanctuary, we are in this series called For the Culture, and we're just looking at different aspects of culture and how we can navigate them as Christians. And in John 17, Jesus sent his disciples out into the world, and in a similar way, he sends us out into the world today. So we're neither to avoid or indulge in culture, but we're rather called to engage and shape it. And so on Sunday, we talked about how we can use our areas of influence and platform to be a light in the world. And I've just loved talking with you guys after the message and hearing about the creative ways that God is using you to be a light and using your areas of influence and platform to make a difference. It's just been awesome. So today, I just want to take this opportunity to share with you a couple things to expand on the message from Sunday. And I want to talk about three things. So the first thing is expanding your thinking. Expanding your thinking. A lot of times, we get used to the way that we live, we get used to our job and our career, and we kind of think about it in a singular fashion. But I want you to think about how can you use the skills that you already have in a greater capacity or in a different context. And I want to share with you just a couple of stories that jog your creativity. The first one is in the field of comedy, right? Who thinks of comedy as something bringing healing and encouragement to people? But that's exactly what Michael Jr. is doing. He is going around and doing tours to make people laugh, but also to share the love of Jesus with them. And he recently did a tour where his main audiences were children in prison, people that were homeless, and patients who were suffering with HIV. And he was able just to be a light and really bring hope and speak life into people through comedy. Another one is Maya Moore. She is a WNBA player. She's just amazing. She's a four-time champion, perennial all-star. She's an MVP. And one of the things that she's doing with her platform is she supports a ministry, or an organization, I should say, called Athletes in Action. And they really help athletes live out the life that God has designed for them. And the cool thing about Maya is she's super humble, but she's also really active in getting involved and standing up for justice and equality as well. But one thing I want to say to you, maybe you're not in the WNBA or the NFL or the MLB, but you do have a sports background. Well, if you know what it's like to be an athlete, maybe you played in high school and college or some pro ball, you could be a mentor. You could be somebody who works with Athletes in Action and really help develop and mentor other athletes and show them to live the way that God has for them. Another person I want to mention is Toby Hatfield, and he is a shoe designer at Nike. And he is just been one of their top designers for a long time. And he decided to use his skills in another context. And he developed a shoe that would be accessible for people with physical limitations. So on the shoe, it zips down in the back opens up, and people are able to slide their foot in there, and it gives them a lot of freedom, because otherwise they would need help getting dressed. But this has really just been making a difference in the lives of people and giving them more freedom and autonomy in their lives, and it's been really cool. But what I like about this story is that he already had the skills of being a shoe designer for a long time, but he decided, I'm going to use this in another context to be a light. I'm going to use this in another context to change the lives of people. And so I want you to write down just a couple of things that you could do with the skills and the knowledge you already have, and use them in a different context or a greater capacity. All right, so I have two more things for you quickly. The next one is going to help you find your passion. And a lot of times that's the hardest thing. What am I passionate about? How do I find my passion? Well, one of the ways that I think you can do that is by looking at the things that excite you the most, that make you feel most alive. So I want you to just open up a note on your phone, or take a pen and paper if you want to go old school. And I want you just to write down all the things that get you excited in life. It could be anything: watching Netflix, cooking, volunteering, whatever it is, playing sports. I want you to just write down all the things that excite you in life. There's no right or wrong way to do this, just basically word vomit on the page, all right? It's gonna be good. Then the next part of this, I want you to write down specific instances that in your life that made you feel the most excited or the most passionate. Maybe it was a presentation that you gave at work. Maybe it was when you started your business, or it was a trip that you took to Haiti to do mission work. Whatever it was, I want you just to write down the experiences that you've had that have most made you excited and fulfilled. And then the last part of this is writing down some of the things that you've always wanted to try, but you've never done. And make a list. And I think as you begin to look at these different things, I want you to just begin to circle things on the page, and I think you'll see some themes about areas that you're really excited about, and then you can figure out how to incorporate those in your life and incorporate those into your goals. The last exercise is going to help you examine your habits. Examine your habits. And, we're all doing things on a daily basis. We're all really busy. But I like what Henry David Thoreau said. He said, it's not enough to be busy, but what are we busy about? So I want you to take a sheet of paper, and I want you to draw a line halfway down the page. On the left side, I want you to write down all the things that you've been working on this month. What have you been spending your time on? Has it been work? Has it been going to the gym? Has it been reading a specific book, or maybe taking some classes? I want you to write down how you've been spending your time on the left-hand side. Now, on the right-hand side, I want you to write down your 5 goals for 2018. Pick 5 things that you've wanted to accomplish this year. After you do that, I want you to write down 2 more things that you want to accomplish over the next 5 years. Further, I want you to write down 2 more things that you want to accomplish in the next 15 years. And if you're still got energy at this point, I want you to think about if there were 1 or 2 things that you wanted to accomplish by the end of your life. When you're 70, 80, 90 years old, and you're looking back, what are the things that you'd like to accomplish the most? Then I want you to examine, how is the left side and the right side matching up? If the things that you're doing on the left side aren't supporting the things that are on the right side, the chances of you accomplishing those goals are very low, right? If your habits and your routines and your energy and your goals are not aligned, then you're not going to see them happen. You're not going to see them accomplished. And I just have a passion to see people kind of take charge of their life and realize these are the goals that I have, and really get habits and get discipline and get different things in their life to help them reach those goals. And so lastly, man, I just want you to spend some time in prayer and just ask God to lead you as you do these different exercises. And I just believe that He's going to show you creative ways and different ways to use your influence and platform. Well, thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to catch you on future videos soon. Take care.